Okay, I'm back, but I'm going to have my mic disabled for a few minutes.
Okay.
Alright, I checked everything in triplicate.
All right. Everybody still back?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Leo, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Captain York leads you down the hallway and opens up a set of double doors that lead into a chapel. And you see two guards. They have taken position down at the end of the hallway. And behind them, you can see that a curtain has sorry. There's a curtain behind the guards that's been tacked up rather hastily across the hallway, blocking, you from seeing any further down the hall. Looking through the double doors, you see there's improvised pallets are cluttered beneath sculptured divinities, and there's cooking fires burning beneath cracked windows in this chapel. You see panes of blue and violent blue stained glass forming spiraling patterns between the prison-like bars, while dozens of candles flicker from modest alcove shrines. And Elric, you notice that overall this temple is for your deity. However, there are smaller candlelight shrines to all the other deities. You can see a handful of survivors scattered about the room. Captain York is speaking to this woman here. Guess it helps if I share it. I did. And she comes over and motions you all to come into the room. And as you do, she introduces herself.
I drop to my knee and say, "Oh, my lady, I'm unworthy."
Bootlegger.
Oh, I hate groveling.
I look up and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I mistook you for the goddess of beauty for a moment."
Suck up.
She kind of rolls her eyes at you. But she introduces herself as Winter, and she tells you all, welcome, come in. The captain's vouched that you're all not doppelgangers, and therefore she is going to offer you the sanctuary of the chapel, its meager resources, and if anyone needs healed, she can do that as well. And she starts to turn around and walk away.
Could you explain what's going on here a bit? We're kind of lost.
The short version, all hell broke loose, and right now, I'm a little too busy dealing with everything to talk. You're more than happy. We'd be more than happy for you to help out around here, and maybe in a couple hours, we can sit down and actually talk.
Anything for you, my lady.
Oh, she is very gracious, and she asked Captain York to find you some things to help out. And let's see. The captain says that we need someone to help prepare food, chop firewood from chairs and tables and so forth, and attend the wounded. And he looks at he looks around and asks how you all would like to help out.
How about tales to lift the wounded spirits?
I can help a little bit with food. I've got a waffle iron and 3 uses of travel cake mix.
I thought that you could heal anybody. Why are these people still wounded?
Because there's a lot of them to deal with.
Hey, channel energy does not have a target limit. You could stand right in the middle and hit everyone with every single channel energy.
Might as well.
Okay.
Well, everyone in here is already healthy anyway, so.
I thought they just said there was wounded that need to be tended to.
There are the. Okay. Elric, you pop up and perform channel energy on everyone.
If I might ask, why does Mura hate us?
Because I missed one.
And why do only some of the chapel guards hate us?
Because I got tired of clicking. Let's see.
Mura's still mad at us?
That would put.
Well, Mura's
Leo-
not mad. Mura's neutral.
Everyone else likes us, though, so she's mad at us. Is she really Shellen, the goddess of beauty, and she was offended by me calling the other woman that?
There you go.
This is going to be one of those things?
Well, technically, everyone. Oh, I guess not technically, but mechanically, everyone who's not a player or character should be neutral at best. Otherwise, we can mess with their tokens.
Absolutely.
That would be irresponsible. Who would ever do something like that?
Me.
I just moved Juglin's token 1 north.
He's in the room. He's a doppelganger.
No, he's a soccer player.
He whips out his little soccer ball. Okay. Elric comes in and performs. Eric is singing.
Excuse me, sir. It is not singing. It is telling epic tales of heroism.
He is inspiring people. And everybody gets a little bit of healing energy. And Poppy goes off to help cook, and Leo and Seth just kind of wonder about helping anybody that they can, and
I'm praying to my deity while I'm in this chapel.
smart move. Y'all been doing this for a couple. Go ahead, Leo.
I will ask if we can take a nap or use this place to better rest.
I think they already said we could sleep here.
Yeah, you sure can.
So we can reset our spells?
Well, I thought they said we're going to talk with her in a few hours. So
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like we're taking an 8-hour
yeah.
sleep.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That if I was playing a wizard, that would be the time where I'm like, I start casting a sleep spell on everybody. You're gonna rest whether you like it or not.
Okay. Couple hours later, Winter reappears and interrupts whatever chore that you're doing, except Poppy. And she's bringing you a small bowl of watery onion broth and dried venison soup.
In the same bowl.
None of the waffles that I'm making.
Well, your waffles and so forth. But she's bringing you food, and she's tells you all to sit down and eat, and hollers at Poppy to come in out of where they're cooking and sit down and join them.
Any mead?
Unfortunately, not.
I will pray to my God, and I will use purified water and food before I eat it.
No problem.
Just in case.
I understand that. But
Thanks for the confidence in my cooking.
she asked, she's like, who are you guys?
We were kind of hoping you could tell us that. I don't suppose you have any idea?
What do you mean you don't know who you are?
No
Oh, I
clue.
mean, I can tell you my name's Eric. I can tell you I follow Shellen, and my skills as a bard are unparalleled, but beyond that, not really anything.
Yeah, see, we just kind of came to after being killed. And woke up in some sort of a furnace room with a lot of dead bodies.
What he means is that we seem to have some kind of collective nightmare of some tattered man killing us all. Saying save me up and stuff, or me up save or something like that. I don't know if that means anything.
Wake up and save me. We were hearing the guy that was strapped to the table shouting, "Wake up and save me."
Who's seen the movie Hot Fuzz?
I have, but it was a while ago.
You remember the Andys? The two detectives, Andy and Andy?
Only if they were the main characters.
That would be a no.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, Elric and Eric and Sith, you notice that when you mention this Tatter Man, she tries her best to hide any recognition that she knows what you're talking about. And she goes on to say, I'm really sorry that you don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. You wouldn't be the first ones to lose a piece of themselves here.
But
If
you
you were-
do know something about this tattered man.
Thank you.
If you were a patient, there's got to be a record of you being here. And at your comment, Eric, she kind of waits for a moment and she's like, well, we've all kind of seen him in our dreams.
Group dreams like ours?
Some of the other survivors say that the sick fog outside is from their dreams, and there's been a lot of nightmares coming around. Everyone has had them at points in time in the asylum. Some have, woken up screaming that they were being attacked by this guy in rags.
How do their dreams end?
Did you know if this man,
You
this Tinder man,
shatter.
is a entity? It's a kind of entity here. Do you know if this Tinder man is real or just a dream?
I'm in tatters. Shattered.
We've seen a lot of strange stuff, but no one has seen the Tatter Man in the halls of the asylum.
So what do you make of it? You seem to know a bit of what's what.
Hell, I don't know. I don't remember if you said anything about this, but how long have they been here in this chapel? Behind barricades?
They have been here It's been a couple of days.
Okay.
And she explains to you that, um, and do you all even really know where you're at?
We were told that this is some kind of asylum.
This is the Briarstone Asylum, and it's a hospice stuck on a rock sitting in the Danver River. And it's truly a convenient place to forget inconvenient people. And,
To forget or to be forgotten.
Exactly. The doctors here endeavored to treat and learn more about diseases of the mind. It wasn't a renowned institution, but it was far from the torture pits common folk often make out these asylums. And, I was sent here while helping a royal accuser investigate strangeness in the town of Thrushmore, which is the town right beside the asylum.
Can I try to do like a knowledge geography check on that to see if it means anything to me?
Yeah, I have a knowledge geography too.
Why have y'all not fled to the town if this place is haunted by doppelgangers?
Hold that thought, and I'll get right back to that one. What was the other question now?
Can we do knowledge geography to have any idea what she's talking about and where we are?
Yeah, the royal accuser. Yeah, you sure can.
Somebody feed.
I will try it.
And if it's a royal something, can I do a knowledge nobility check to know anything about it?
Yes, you can.
What are you doing? Pardon me, guys. I've got a mad cat on my hands. Running top speed around corners, sliding into the wall. The happy kitty.
Okay, what you know about the royal accusers? I'm trying to find. Okay. You know how you have inquisitors during the Crusades and so forth. The royal accusers are an organization appointed by royalty to. They're kind of like the FBI. They come in and investigate improprieties, everything from auditing the records, inventory, and so forth. They make sure everything is on the up and up. And she goes on to tell you that, she was what they were investigating was that Hasserton Lowes.
Can you spell that?
Yeah. Appears to abandon his duties as one of the nation's royal rulers. Accuser Omari, who actually sent Winter here, had reason to believe that Laos had regular business here at the asylum. She sent me along with other associates to investigate while she went on to the town. To see what she could discover there. And back to Elric's question about why don't you leave? He tells you it's just as if the outside world has turned against us. I don't know if it's just the island that we're on or if it's the whole world. But this building is surrounded by some repulsive vapor. And worse, the weather beyond is like nothing I've ever seen. Thunder like lightning. Thunder like laughter. Rain like blood. And that's to say nothing of the shapes that scamper and flap within. Vague forms that know when we sleep. Things are terrible here. But,
Crap!
at least
All
we
my
can see
windows
the
opened
doom
up.
coming.
So that's your plan, sit
I
here and
didn't
wait
hear
to die?
a thing, guys. I'm getting blasted with 6 different tabs on Facebook and they won't shut up.
Fun.
She goes to,
All right, 1
Really?
down, 2 to go.
we don't know what to do. We can't escape. You've got the apostles on the other end of the building.
The apostles?
Where have I heard that name before? Watching much straight. Seems almost like a TV show, doesn't it?
So how much of this asylum do you actually control? Just this room and right outside, or how much more is there to it? Is there a whole nother level, or?
Yes, the asylum is big, and we're just in this little corner.
Does she respond to my question about what the apostles are?
Yes. We're not really sure what happened here, but a patient led an uprising. And
Which patient?
They think it was Xandalus. That's what the rumor is saying. And it was like a riot that I've never ever heard of. It was more like a religious movement. Most of the northern halls are now held by robed patients who call themselves the apostles. Those that we encountered are fanatically devoted to a patient named Ulver Xandalus. And I personally have never laid eyes on him, but some of the other survivors who worked here before the uprising have. They say he was a quiet man who suffered from horrible nightmares. A poet, an artist whose art was disturbing, but he always seemed peaceful enough of himself. All of that apparently changed, though.
I get the
Which I
feeling
would
this
put that.
Xandalus guy knows who we are.
And, soon after the revolt, these doppelgangers and monsters started appearing in the asylum. And if that wasn't strange enough, some of the patients and the asylum staff say that in the nights before the uprising, they had nightmares of exactly the same sorts of things that stalk the halls now.
Nightmares are the same things that stalk the halls now?
Yeah, premonitions.
What? The things that stalk the halls, you mean the apostles?
Doppelgangers.
Doppelgangers, monsters.
How many doppelgangers are there? I thought you said it was just the apostles on the other side, and everything else was outside.
There's a lot inside. You have the apostles, which led a revolt, but during this time, strange monsters like doppelgangers and others started appearing.
So they definitely came in during that revolt, and they weren't here ahead of time?
No. 3 days ago, this was a perfectly normal asylum.
Okay, but that doesn't necessarily answer my question. So there were no monsters or anything in this asylum 3 days ago. Is that what you're saying? They all came here after that?
They have all come here after the revolt.
How did they get in?
Don't know. When shit hit
What
the
kind?
fan, when shit hit the fan, we grabbed as many people as we could and come to the chapel and built the barricade.
Why here?
There were no monsters for one.
And for two?
For two, this chapel seems to have a calming effect on people.
People still having nightmares here?
We haven't had any inside the chapel.
Am I able to detect magic on the chapel and see if what kind of auras, if any, are like here as magic?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so 18 seconds later, I can tell in a 60, cone shape what type of auras are here, like what magic schools they're from. Do I sense anything?
It is. I don't want to say it's a very faint spell, but it is a very old spell.
What type of spell does it seem to be?
Give me just a second, I lost the name of it. On the altar of Pharasma, there is a hollow effect that starts at the altar, but it encompasses the entire chapel. The altar itself is made of more than a ton of black and white granite and cannot be moved or destroyed without some effort. But that's what protects people's sleep in the shrine. And about that time, a chapel guard runs in, locates Captain York, and lets him know that Jugland has escaped.
Escaped from
meaning
what?
what?
It's not like he was guarded.
He took off and ran away.
He got up and walked away.
Hang on, was he
Yeah.
tied up?
Well, yeah, you see ropes where he was.
That's right.
So where did he run to? Because there were guards down there, so he ran back into the section where the doppelgangers were?
The guard turned around for a couple of moments and really did not see.
Okay, but I'm saying there's still guards down there, right, that are watching
Yes.
for him going that way, so the only way he could have gone was back north?
Right, he could have went out into the courtyard or down the hall. But Captain does not seem... He just doesn't give a damn. So, anyway, you all have had a really long day. Not that you can tell what time it is. When you look out the stained glass windows, you just see this dark, gray, heavy fog everywhere. But you're kind of getting tired.
Tired of all this nonsense?
So we're
I
resting
will
for the
ask-
night? Or for the next however long?
That's up to you guys. I'm just letting you know you're getting tired.
I will ask to the captain. You see any other kind of monsters besides Ogungers?
We've seen one. I personally have seen one. And it was like anything I've ever seen before. It was just this massive pile of flesh. And it was probably one of the most disgusting things I have ever seen.
Is there any
in my
additional
life.
information you can give me about that?
Man, I saw it and we ran away. I did not want to encounter it.
How big was it? Did it have any other features or weirdness?
It was this large quivering pile of tumorous flesh, and the creature left a trail of slime behind it.
Can I try a dungeoneering check to figure out what it might have been?
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's an ooze or aberration, right? A 14's probably not gonna cut it.
No.
Spellcraft can help.
Nope. Bump. Yeah, nope.
Okay.
I'm fine with sleeping unless other people object.
Sleep sounds good.
No.
Okay. Where do you all want to sleep? Is
In the
everyone
chapel.
sleeping in the chapel?
Yes.
Okay. You have a very restful sleep, and you wake up feeling refreshed. And Captain York walks over to you and looks at Leo and goes, you look like you're a strong fella. Would you and your party be interested in helping me out with a problem?
Doesn't Leo have 0 strength modifier?
Yes.
How does he look like a strong fella?
Oh, he's an oracle. His token doesn't match his,
Hey, look, oracles can wear medium armor, man. Like, what's wrong with you?
Well,
You're
I
judging
guess-
by appearances.
I guess he walks over to Poppy and goes, "You look like a strong fella. Would you mind helping us out?"
And
With
then Poppy's
what?
like, "What? Oh, what? Did you just overlook me?"
I don't know how to explain it to you. I gotta show it to you.
Oh, this should be interesting.
And the captain takes you down to the end of the hallway and pulls back the curtain. And you see this gigantic eyeball looking
Okay.
out of the wall at
Can you reload? Which image is that? It didn't seem to show load properly for me. Oh, there we go. That eyeball looks hungry.
I love the teeth in it. And it's a massive stringy yellow fungus stretching across the stone blocks, and you can see a heart bulging as it beats, and the watery eye, which is about the size of a wagon wheel, blinks, and you see a little watery tear. And it just, the eyeball is just staring at you.
Hey, who's got that weird eyeball thing?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I'm not sure anyone has it right now.
Man,
No,
pepper
it's-
seed.
It's in the party sheet, so if I pull it off the party sheet and pretend that I was carrying it, if I hold it towards the eyeball thing on the wall, does it have any reaction?
The eyeball in your hand continues to look at you.
Well, then I have no freaking idea.
Am I able to examine it and like cast detect magic on it and try to glean any magical sense out of it if it is magical?
You would probably have to come over here to do that.
Right, I'm saying, can I go over there? 'Cause presumably I saw them follow him, Poppy, leave. Am I able to go see what's at what?
Yeah. And, you know, he was talking to Poppy, but he invited the entire party if they wanted to come. And he explains to you that, you know, this was the doorway to the admitting area. You know, this was a major passageway. And when all this stuff started 2 days ago, this growth started growing and it spread quickly. And, you know, we put a sheet up just to hide it from the children and any of the other survivors that are easily excitable.
What happened to the tunnel to the north? It seems to have collapsed.
During the riot, I guess we had some sort of earthquakes. The building was shaking and that caused part of it to collapse.
I'm just trying to figure out how all of you were in this small area. You have a washroom, like a cell block that still had a few people, a courtyard, but there's a hell of a lot of people in that chapel for such a small area.
There's an eyeball growing out of fungus blocking this door. Can we focus on the task at hand, please? That was something you could have asked like 5 minutes ago.
Until then,
this was brought to our attention.
Until then, I didn't know that that's why they couldn't get past this point. I thought they could go past this curtain earlier. Why would I think there's a giant eyeball on the other side of it?
Have they tried to do anything about the eyeball yet, or did they just say there's an eyeball? Well, this is it. They try to burn it, stab it, anything?
No, every time we go to attack it, it screams.
Okay.
And it frightens the children and so forth. So
you're staying on here because you're afraid of scaring the kids.
Yes, and we're just really not sure what to do anyway. And everybody that you see, some of us were in different parts of the asylum, and we just all made our way here through whatever dangers were on the way.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is probably technically partially metagaming. Poppy's going to ask Captain Morgan over there, right? Well, I guess maybe not him specifically, but she's going to ask in general out loud if this is what that guy, if this has anything to do with what that guy meant when he said Xandalus sees repeatedly. Does the eyeball react in any way to the term Xandalus sees?
No.
Okay. Is there anyone around who can answer my question?
Um,
I mean, obviously they wouldn't know, but since I'm asking.
the captain, we've encountered juggling once or twice in the past couple of days, and yeah, he was crazy beforehand, and now he's just ape shit. Who knows what he meant by that?
Okay.
Other than, Xandalus has become a cult figure. And the eyeball's just looking at you.
Guys, I'm going to have to drop out. Falling out.
Okay.
That was spontaneous.
Go ahead and play my character, Ray.
Hope you feel better, bud.
Yep, thanks. Night.
Night.
Right.
Night.
Oh,
So our little coin-sized eyeball does not react to this thing, and it did not react to me saying Xandalus sees.
Am I able to try to detect magic and see if I can identify anything about the eye?
User disconnected from your channel.
yeah, you can do that.
Do I want to make knowledge arcana check or something?
You do notice as, you're preparing to, yeah, you can
When
try.
I have time, I will try.
You can try arcana checks. As you get close to it, you notice you can hear it crying.
How close do we have to be to hear that?
I'm gonna say, 5 feet away.
Okay, because I'm examining this thing from,
Yeah.
the end of the hallway. So, I'm doing a whole cone of 60 feet. I'm staying well back away from it when trying to examine it, just in case, it explodes or something.
In which case, we probably did not hear it crying.
No, that was Poppy crying.
Makes sense.
Well, I
Man,
try
my luck
to
on these
cast a
rolls is
magic
great.
hand.
I'm sorry, Leo, what'd you say?
I will try magic hand and I will try to touch it, see if it will react somehow, and try to grab a little piece of the yellow plant or the yellow stuff.
I feel like it's probably just going to scream.
Yeah, as you poke it, it screams real loud for 6 to 10 seconds, and then it quits. And you're trying to pull off a piece of the fungus.
Yes, the yellow fungus, a little piece.
It's really tough to tear, but eventually you tear off a little piece, and the eye starts screaming again.
Okay, I will bring it back. Check with Eric. Do you know it? Do you know this fungus?
Well, that was pleasant.
Reminds me of an apprentice bard I heard sing once.
I don't think you got a big enough piece in order to really identify what kind of fungus it was.
Great. Please don't try again.
Okay.
You're gonna listen to a gnome? Try again.
They said it scares the children. Think of the children.
The captain tells
fact-
you he's not really sure what to do about it, but that you gotta deal with this because eventually this will be the way that they get out.
Is there any other passageways out of here that you're aware of?
Not that aren't blocked by rubble.
I will try to use the light magic right in front of it. Maybe blind it or see if it will react in another way with the light magic.
Can
you what? You cast light, and it's just like looking at you in the bright light. But the captain tells you that the admitting area is just on the other side, and there's 2 big doors to the outside on the other side of this wall.
Am I able to cast a heightened awareness spell on myself to raise my knowledge and try again?
It's not going to do you any good.
Okay. Does anyone object to trying to hunt down the crazed guy? I don't really want him running around here.
Well, the chapel guards can handle him if you so desire. And they're not concerned with him. He's just more of a nuisance.
I'm just saying this place is weird enough that if we don't have a better idea of what to do this second, I'd prefer to just get him out of the way. And it couldn't take more than, 20 minutes to check everywhere we've been to find him. It's not that big of a place.
We still don't know who we are and all. We don't have our memories back, right?
Yeah, you have no clue what you're doing here, why you're here, where you come from.
Should we move forward through the asylum and see if we can find some clues as to who we are and what we're doing here and kind of go from there, maybe?
Are you trying to tell us to check the 2 doors that nobody's mentioned and hasn't indicated are of any importance?
Yes, I was about
Well,
to
yeah,
ask
we can check those, but from what
Sure.
from what the Winter said, I mean, there's still a lot of Asylum that we haven't even looked at.
You realize that the only way to get there is through this wall.
Correct.
The other paths are all blocked off with rubble. This is the only way out that people know of.
Okay, that's fine.
And since you're
Okay.
standing there, you check the other two rooms, and the first one closest. Unmask it. The small one, you find candles are arranged before a violet wall hanging embroidered with the shape of a spiraling comet. A wall of bars divides the room, and locking away a row of filing cabinets. The larger room is the chaplain's office, and you see a nurse in there with two young survivors.
Are we able to get to those filing cabinets?
Yeah, you spend enough time that you can jimmy the door open to get to the cabinets.
What do we find inside?
Okay, you find hundreds of files documenting past patients and a small listing of the current population of Briarstone.
Are any of us in these files?
You do not find your names. However, you do find 3 sets of deep purple cleric's vestments, a leather lash, a scroll of cure light wounds, a scroll of sanctuary, and a wand of restoration.
Wand of restoration?
Restoration, yes.
That's
Not
nice.
lesser restoration, actual restoration?
B7.
We'll call that super restoration.
Sorry, it is lesser.
Bah. I wasn't going to complain, but I'm like, I just want to make sure that you're not going to be like, that's not actually restoration later on.
So, 3 sets of cleric's vestments, cure light wounds, sanctuary, and lesser restoration. And those are in the party sheet. Okay, do you want to go search for Jugland?
So we didn't do anything about this eyeball, right? We're just leaving it there for now?
For the time being, yeah, I guess.
Well, does anyone have a better idea? Because they're complaining, and if we try to whack at it, I don't have any spells to burn the thing or whatever, so unless you have ideas for how to get rid of it, I drew a blank when thinking about it.
Sure, maybe take
the only
a
thing
swing
came
at the
to mind
heart.
is maybe burning it, but yeah, it'll scream and they'll complain, but that is really weird.
I'm not really going to complain.
Okay,
I was
just want to make
being
sure
an
we
ass.
were done with the eyeball.
Let's just go. Let's for now, I guess, just go find this dude who ran away. I can't imagine he got far, considering this eyeball is the only exit.
There were guards in the way in this particular area, so he could have only retreated further into the area, presumably.
Okay, where are you going to search first?
And I say the courtyard.
Okay. And I'm gonna delete all this other crap off the combat tracker. Good idea of where people are and how many there are. Okay, as you enter the courtyard, you notice that it is raining. And the rain is unnaturally hot. And Poppy, down at the far end of the courtyard near the last tree, you see something.
Oh boy. What do I see? Wait, which? Oh,
And
that answers that question.
It is the body of Jugland Rivercane.
The body?
The body.
That can't be good.
And everyone that's in the room, can I get you to, that's everyone but Leo, can I get you to make a reflex save?
Oh, if I passed that, it was by the skin of my teeth.
Okay, Eric, this one raindrop hits you right in the middle of the forehead, and it is scalding hot, and you take 1 point of fire damage.
That was anticlimactic.
At our level? No, not really. We need all the hit points we can get, clearly.
Hang on, did he say something? Because all I heard, it hits me on the forehead and he cut off at that point.
He took 1 point of fire damage.
Oh, okay. That didn't come through for some reason.
You are hot tonight, man.
Maybe I need to restart my router or something. I don't know.
Is it
Okay.
safe? Is it safe to assume that even if we passed our reflex saves, we know that it is not safe to be out here?
You look over at Eric, and he's got this big red welt burn coming up on his forehead.
And I guess presumably the Juglin's body is covered in them as well, since I'm standing next to him.
Yes, you are saying,
Does it look like he died from the rain or he died from something else?
it looks like he died from something else.
Oh. Okay.
Can I do like a perception check to try to figure out what kind of wounds there were or something?
You see these horrendous claw marks. And you do notice that they are not the kind of claw marks that you had in the dream.
Do we see any tracks around him or whatever that we're able to figure out where this thing came from or something?
You see tracks, but they're all just right there in a jumble around his body, and then they disappear. They go maybe 10 foot around him, and then there's no more tracks.
Do I look up? Do I see anything above us in the sky that looks like it might have come down and landed and killed him and then took off again?
Not currently, no.
I would recommend not looking up in the sky for too long.
Well, don't think this is getting us anywhere. Is there anything... I mean, we already searched his entire body yesterday. If we check it again, is there any change?
There's no change.
I'm gonna go back inside before we have to roll another reflex save.
And Poppy?
Oh boy.
As you and Sith come walking in, before you close the door, you notice that it has stopped raining, but the winds have gotten really strong, and it's actually hard for you to shut the door. But you just note that the weather tends to be a little unpredictable.
I am equal parts concerned and not really sure how relevant that is.
Okay.
But we do manage to shut the door, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So if I'm reading this map correctly, the only way to move on, like, is to go back where the eyeball was, or this lower right hand area of the courtyard. Is that open over there, or?
No, that's part of a wall.
Oh, okay. All right, now I see it. So it looks like we got to get past the eye, or start digging rubble.
Yeah, you're probably better off to go with the eye.
I can try
Okay.
another
Alright.
thing with the eye. I will try use the mage hand to throw some water on it.
Oh wait, this red thing is the eye?
Yeah, I gave you a target to token, or token to target.
No, I thought that was just the curtain, because you mentioned a curtain. I thought the eye was actually attached to the door.
Oh. Yeah, it is on the door.
So it's up on the door facing down the hallway. It's not on the ground. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, it's right smack dab in the middle of the door.
Can I throw some water on it?
Yeah, you sure can.
We use a mage hand to throw some water.
as you throw water in it, the eyeball's pupil sprouts fangs, and it tries to attack, but there's nothing within reach. You have clearly upset the eye by throwing water on it.
What if we throw oil on it and torch it?
Might as well roll for initiative.
Well, I'm asking the group. I'm not doing it yet.
I do have oil.
The water hurt him. So
I don't think it hurt him. I think it just irritated it.
okay, maybe.
Oh, the guy that's not here goes first. We'll skip him. Leo, you are up, sir.
I will try by distance. I will try to use my sling.
You're not going to try and throw oil on it with your mage hand?
This might have an AC low enough for you to hit there, Poppy.
Shh, don't jinx it.
That showed him.
1 damage.
So, what are Winter and York doing during this?
They're not with you. I'm just not deleting them off the combat tracker.
Okay.
And you're up, Steph.
Okay, I'm going to take a 5-foot step back. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can take a 5-foot step. That puts him at 20 feet, and then I will toss a bomb down there. So we'll go like this onto the artist wall.
I assume this thing is shrieking horrifically as we're doing this.
Yes, it will be shrieking.
That should actually be 7 points of damage because of the point blank shot.
Okay.
I forgot to put it on there.
Eric?
Since apparently the best we can do is shoot the hell out of it, I guess I'll try that.
Booyah!
Booyah. Alright, Poppy. It's got an eyeball that's closed. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I mean, it's already dying, so.
Okay. That'll definitely make sure it's dead. Okay, how'd you hit that with? Bow. There's all kinds of ooze coming out of the wounds and so forth, and eventually it's like it lets go of the door and just falls to the floor.
Surprise, it's got a second form.
And you are out of combat. And now you can clearly see the doors beyond.
God, for a split second there, I was afraid you were going to say, and you are absolutely correct.
And I do believe we get to go to second level.
Yay!
Sweet.
So we don't get any of our level 2 spells and stuff. 'cause
That's
we
a
already
good
slept.
I'll let you have those.
And what, are we doing the max HP for 4 levels again, or are we just doing the other thing from the get-go?
Whatever the society rules were.
Okay.
What are the society rules?
Half HP rounded up.
So we're going to level our characters now?
Yeah, go ahead and level up. And guys, while you do that, I will be right back.
Okay.
So since I have a D8, that means I just automatically get 4 hit points. I don't roll
5.
for them.
Half rounded up.
Okay.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Guys, I'm not with my book now. Can you check the changes of my character? The reflex, fortitude, will.
I'm not sure what you just said.
I don't have the book now to see the oracle. Can you check for me?
Yeah, I don't have that one. You're needing the advanced rules.
Just go there.
Yes, advanced.
Just go to that link.
Thanks.
My pleasure.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
See you soon.
Is it bad that I'm tempted to pick up Unnatural Lust and use it to make enemies try to, like, kiss Poppy?
Welcome back.
You're what? Poppy?
There's a spell called Unnatural Lust. If the target fails its saving throw, it would have to, like, rush forward and try to kiss Poppy.
That would be funny, especially if he didn't know it was coming.
Eric, do you already have a read magic? Use the scrolls?
You still with us, Ballcock?
Yeah, what's up? Testing.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leo had a
Yes.
question.
Oh, what's up?
Do you have a read spells to use the scrolls? Because
I
I
have
have
read
a
magic, yeah.
new. Okay, now if you have, okay.
Well, I'm back.
Yay!
I kind of wish there was more I could do to better replicate Poppy's abilities from actually in game.
What can't you do?
Well, for the most part, I can probably do almost everything to a certain degree. Her passive is basically why I have a throwing shield. Her Q ability is arguably power attack. I can sort of replicate W with combat reflexes, and there's a feat chain building up to shield slam that'll be her E. I just can't really do her alt, which is basically more or less, I guess the easiest way to describe it for someone who has probably never played League would be basically summoning a giant spectral hammer out of the ground and knocking people away.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Here's one of my favorite characters.
It's so quiet.
I'm just waiting on everyone. Thinking that probably wasn't supposed to be how we got past the eye, but trying to think of other alternatives.
No, you did right.
Can you remember me? Do I get any skills?
What?
Do I get any skills at level 2?
Every level you get the same amount of skill points.
How much?
Whatever you got at level 1.
And fits only the level 3. At level 3.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Be right back. How are y'all coming?
What is that?
I was wondering how you all were coming along.
I believe I'm good to go.
Good to go.
How you doing, Steph?
I'm doing okay. I think I'm pretty much there. I mean, I updated my saves, updated my to hit. Um, I'm working on my spells. I mean, I updated my spells, but I'm just kind of playing around with. I'm just kind of playing around with the spell thing in the fantasy rounds. I haven't really played with it before.
Okay. You about ready, Leo?
I'm ready.
Someone's got an open mic.
Mm-hmm. That's the stuff.
I shouldn't. It's a shitty little keyboard that comes with the Surface. I think the keys stick.
Yeah, nice spooky music in the background.
Yeah. That's just a movie that's playing in the background.
Okay, give me just a second and we'll get started. Okay, who wants to be the brave one and open the door?
I'll do it.
Okay, it opens up into a really large room. You see white tile It's been spider-webbed with cracks, lining the walls of this cathedral-like hall. A prominent oval desk faces double doors, and you see some hard benches and portraits of somber doctors along the walls.
Do any of them look like the doppelganger?
One of them does look like Dr. Oatstay. And you see a set of staircases ascending toward a second floor, but rubble has crushed it and you can't get up. You see lofty windows that have iron bars revealing a yellow mist just beyond the building.
Fun.
Is there anything in the actual room that's alive or undead?
No. There is nothing currently in this room. Besides Poppy. And at my zoom level, she looks like a Smurf.
She is a smurf.
Since we're on this subject, where I found that image for Poppy.
Oh God! Oh, that was frightening. I was not expecting that.
Wait, there's a difference between the two? Isn't that just a larger version?
Every time I go to say that character's name, I can picture that little gnome standing on a street corner going, Poppy, Poppy, Poppy.
I swear to Christ, if as soon as that image popped, if there had been a loud noise right at that moment, I probably would have shot myself.
Oh, too funny. Okay, but you do have doors going to the outside.
Well, given there's that crazy mist out there, I prefer to stay inside for now.
I second that motion.
So, unless somebody has a better idea, might as well try the closest door to the north. Our Sith or Sultan moving up.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. When you open these doors, you see the room is circled by shelving, and it appears to be the asylum's library. At the center of the room, you see a heavily worn table surrounded by uncomfortable chairs. There's a chandelier of iron vines dangling above. You smell leather and old paper. And
Quick question, Sith, what's your Constitution modifier?
Constitution modifier is, hold on, +1.
Okay, are you using your favorite skills? What are you using your favorite class bonus on?
Hit points.
Okay, so you use both of them on hit points?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you have 17 HP then?
No, first level is 8, +1 for favored class, +1 for Constitution.
So you would have been at 10?
is 10, and then 4 plus 1 plus 1 is
No,
6.
5 plus 1 plus 1. You're D8 hit points, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm D8, but
So,
you said it's half rounded up.
right, half of that is 4.5. Rounded up goes to 5.
Oh, I thought 8 divided by 4 was, or
But
2
it's not.
was 4.
But remember, the average of a 1d8 is 1 plus 2 plus 3, etc. up the rate, which means the average is 4.5.
Oh, okay, so I should have 17 hit points?
Yes. Same for Sultan if you're in a similar situation.
I'll take that.
Okay, then I will take 4 hit points plus Constitution, or 5.
If you're a d8 hit die, you get 5. The average is 4.5 rounded up to 5. If you went with 4, you'd literally be getting less than average HP per level.
You're right. Thank you.
So is there anything obviously threatening in this big old library room?
Not from where you can see, from where you're standing.
I say we go in and check it out just to be safe.
Okay. Here, Eric, and Sith. You hear tiny noises coming from the back of the library.
Can Sith see them from where he is?
Yes, you sure do.
Better yet, does whatever it is see him?
You see 2 of these tiny little creatures on the top of the bookshelves. You notice that some parts of the cases are in disarray, and these creatures are creating a nest in the back corner. I guess it helps if in the back corner of the room right there. And yes, they see you.
I'll say, hello, my good friends. Can I make a diplomacy check?
Yeah, you sure can.
Alright, I'll think a 9's gonna cut it.
I can
Guess
try
we're
too.
fighting.
I will. Can I try a diplomacy check too?
Yeah, you sure can. Well, Leo, you did really good until Poppy come along and just pissed him off.
Well,
Okay.
Poppy, are you trying to kill us? Is that it?
Never
no,
trust
but
a gnome.
I have diplomacy as a class skill. I wasn't expecting to roll a 4.
There's always one guy in the group who's got a roll of 4.
Absolutely. And since you're all rolling, roll for initiative.
Do you have, like, skill focus in diplomacy or something, Sultan?
There's the 2.
I have +4 Charisma.
Oh, right, Oracle. You use Charisma. Right.
Okay. Were we? Everyone has rolled initiative.
And I spend my crit hit in initiative. I should keep it to attack.
And Leo, you get to go first.
I will cast Shield of Fate on myself. And can I come here?
Yeah.
You should actually
Okay.
set up the actual duration for Shield of Faith, which in this case is 2 whole minutes.
"12 rounds."
How can I do that?
It should be 20 rounds, and it's... Okay, so... If you go to Shield of Faith, from the same thing where it says, like, the AC2 deflection, whatever, you see that there's the magnifying glass on the far right, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you do that, then it opens up the things below it, and you have the you have the one effect, probably, for you. Then there's another magnifying glass on the far right of that. You click that. Then it'll say duration, you'll see that. And it'll say
Yes.
multiplier times stat. You put caster level, you click on it until it says CL for caster level. And then once you do that, it'll say units below that on the next line and say minutes. And then it should show up as, 2 minutes or whatever in the far right.
I've got it. Thank you.
Yep.
Is that all you want to do, Leo?
Sorry, I always forget to pass the turn.
All right, Steph.
So these guys are hunkered down in the wall in their nest.
They're on the top of the bookcase building a nest.
Oh, okay, on top of the bookcase. Okay. I'm going to do a move. Actually, yeah, because I want to get a better angle on them. So, and that's just a table in front of me or a bookcase that I'm hidden behind.
I'm gonna say that's probably a bookcase.
Taller than me.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to do a double move and not attack or anything. So that was one. Just less than a double move. I'm just going to move to there.
Okay. Okay, let's see. And that rattling is going to move over there, and he tries to cause
He hasn't
fear.
moved on my screen. Has he moved on your screen? Where's he? Where did he start?
Right there.
Oh, okay. So it barely moved. Okay.
Yeah. And he fails miserably. Rattling number 2's not going to do anything. Eric, you're up.
I'm thinking this guy is going to be an idiot and going to get himself killed over there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I recognize anything about these rat guys? I don't know what knowledge that would be.
You do get a... yeah, you can, I don't know.
What's their creature type?
They are tiny magical beast.
Magical beast, that would be Arcana. So with the 21, do I know anything about them?
Yes, you do know that, naturally they do have some, spell casting abilities, as well as you remember reading somewhere that, they can cast spells from any magic scroll, even if they didn't have it on their spell list.
Any special defenses or offensive abilities that I am aware of?
They like to make you bleed, but that's about it. Other than the spell casting.
That's not a point-blank shot, sadly. That misses.
Tried to shoot my rat, man.
No, it's not a rat man, it's a rat lean.
Leo failed his will save.
Are we not rolling our own saves?
If you prefer, you can. It's just I enjoy the automation.
Up to you.
What was it a will save against?
Leo has become frightened for 1 round.
That's kind of the other point, is that sometimes we have a lot of modifiers versus different kind of saves. To some, like bonuses versus fortitude versus poisons, or bonus versus fear, or bonus versus enchantments, or bonus versus traps, right? And we'll probably remember that stuff better than you will.
I'll let you roll your
Yeah.
own will saves then. Your own saves.
There's like another part, not that it matters since I apparently passed my save, but another part of Eternal Hope is I get a +2 racial bonus on saving throws against fear and despair.
Ooh. You're special.
Yes, I am.
I believe in the innate goodness of all things that are not ratlings.
Pretty much. No, I guess since these things are still up on the bookshelves, all I can really do is try and toss a shield at them. I would have laughed so hard, I swear.
Nice.
Then I'm frightened, so I cannot. I should come back. What I can do?
Frightened means that you run from the source of your fear. If you are unable to run, you may fight, but you take a -2 penalty. So you run your distance away from Ratlin number 14. And then next round you can act normally.
Oh, it was only 1 round duration?
Yeah.
I can cast resistance on myself.
Not this round.
Okay.
Steph, you're up.
These bookshelves, I can throw a bomb up onto it.
Destroying knowledge, man. Don't do it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
book burner.
The last thing I want to do is be trapped in a burning room, so how about just don't?
It's fine.
Technically, like, fireball doesn't actually light objects on fire. It's kind of weird because it's magical fire. The same probably applies to bombs.
So I'm going to take a 5-foot step, and I'm going to throw an acid bomb.
Works for me. Good hit.
That should actually be +1, so it'd be 7 points. And then next round, he'll take another D6 acid damage.
Okay.
Do you know how to do ongoing damage?
I think it's DMG.
It's like DMGO colon space 1d6, and you could do that duration 1 round. I think it would look something like that with a duration of 1 round. And that's an O, not a 0, just to make sure we're on the same page. Because it looks like he might have typed a 0. Alright.
Double checked it. Alright.
Does that mean it automatically applies the damage, or I still have to roll the next round?
It should automatically apply it if I've remembered it
Oh, okay.
correctly.
Okay, you notice that he is casting a spell.
I have no idea what it is.
And
Unless it's a cantrip, in which case I might.
no.
I don't think it's a cantrip.
It could have been. Hope springs eternal.
And Rattling number 2 jumps down off the shelf and moves a few feet.
So the Rattling is still casting a spell right now?
No, number 7's casting a spell, number 2
But he
jumps
still
down.
is currently casting a spell.
Yes. Full
Okay.
round action.
I'm going to move up there to get a point-blank shot. And try to hit him from there. That's not gonna work.
And number 14's gonna run down the bookcase. And then he's gonna jump down on the floor. And bites Poppy. Of which he takes a whopping 1 point of damage. And
I guess I have to roll something.
it was a bad wound. And you take bleed damage.
Okay.
I mean, you should be able to... Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, should be able to do the same thing.
A whopping
I
1
don't think
point.
I don't think the MGO is gonna actually do anything.
We'll see.
No, I meant he misspelled it on the effect.
How did he misspell it? Because I just applied it to you.
Oh, it actually worked. Okay.
What did you think? How did he misspell it?
DMGO, wouldn't it just be DMG?
No,
Damage?
it's damage ongoing.
Oh, okay.
Is it? It's only limited to 6 rounds?
No, it's until he passes a heal check or an application of a spell that cures hit point damage. So you have a minor wound that is bleeding. And now Poppy smash bad guy.
Yeah.
Ain't it nice to hit?
And then I roll one. Oh well.
So you said he was no longer frightened?
Correct.
Okay, then I'll come here and we'll attack.
Sith, you're an alchemist, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Nice.
there's a crit on our side.
Crit.
Doesn't your bomb, to 1d6 plus your intelligence modifier?
Let me check. Thought so.
So I think you've been shortchanging yourself.
What the hell? Yes. Well, number of bombs equal class level plus intelligence.
In the paragraph after that.
You are right. Equal to the. Okay. Let me fix that.
Great. Now we have smart bombs.
That's one way to think of them.
Wait.
And good hit, by the way, Leo.
Nice.
There you go, Leo. You get the Crit of the Day award.
Thanks.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
That's okay. Go ahead and take your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna toss another bomb.
The new improved bomb.
Now, on this thing's turn, did it apply the damage to him?
Also, that's versus a touch armor class. Is his touch armor class higher than 10? I assume it is.
Probably.
No, it did not. And
Okay.
yes, his touch is higher than 10.
I think you might have to... Basically, if you're going to put it for bleed effect 1, you might have to put it... like duration 2 in effect, right? So it applies it the round after that, because otherwise it thinks it's done, because you applied it on its turn. But, so he should take 1d6 acid damage, right? Can you roll that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so whatever that was, he should have to make a concentration check, right? Of 10, plus that damage, plus the level of the spell he's casting, or lose it.
And then, even though I missed him, he'll take another 1 point of splash damage from that second bomb I threw.
Is the splash damage only 1?
Hold on. It might be your level. It might be 2. Just a sec.
Splash damage from the alchemist bomb is always equal to the bomb's minimum damage. So yours
it'd be-
is 1d.
So it'd be 2 points of damage.
No, because remember it's 1d6 plus how much integer do you have?
Plus 2.
Okay, well it'd be a minimum of 3 basically.
Right, 3 points. So
3 damage and reflex save to make that into 1.
right.
Which would force another concentration check if he takes damage from it. And the reflex save would be 13.
And no, he did not. So he lost it. Fucker.
Well, he still has an action that turn. I mean, he's finishing his spell, right? So, like, the spell finished at the start of the round, right? Or he lost it, but he can still do something else at this turn.
So he's going to jump down.
I believe you meant he's going to commit suicide.
Absolutely.
Ha!
Now,
Stupid
here's
rat.
a quick question. Is the rat attack? You're saying the rat is attacking him? Can we go? Let's go back to Rattling 7. You're saying this was an issue earlier, and I just didn't realize it. He's a tiny creature. He has to go into Seth's square to attack him. He doesn't even have 5-foot reach.
Yeah, he would be in the square with
Which also
him.
gives Sith an attack of opportunity as the thing approaches.
So take your attack of opportunity there.
So I don't have a weapon out, so I just use my bare hands.
Oh, well, you don't have a weapon in one hand and throwing the bomb in the other?
Well, the only weapon I use is my bow.
Well, you don't need... Oh, well, never. You don't have a melee... Okay, then I guess you don't get an attack of opportunity. Never mind.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I don't even know if I have one.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I do. I don't have a melee weapon. I just use my bow.
Okay.
I had not expected the rattling to come over here. He was supposed to just stand there and let me bomb him.
Very rude of him.
I know. The rattling is kind of a dick.
I'm going to take a 5-foot step back and try to point-blank shot the sucker. Nope.
So every time a rattling goes in the circle, they get an attack of opportunity.
If they have to do a move action within it, I think tiny creatures... That's an interesting question. Like, can tiny creatures make a 5-foot step?
Good question. Sheer, I'm going to go ahead and give you an attack.
Okay. Rolls a 1.
See, that's why I gave it to him.
Well, it's a new
Oh,
day.
apparently
I
it says,
could
a
use
fine
Eternal
diminutive or
Hope.
tiny creature can move into or through an occupied square. The creature provokes attacks of opportunity when doing so.
Okay.
So it sounds like flat out, regardless of 5 feet, they provoke by just trying to move into the square. Period.
Okay, Poppy. You've got 2 rat bites.
I have 2 rat bites.
You've been bitten twice.
When was the second one?
Last round.
Never mind. I see it.
By the way, I'm not entirely sure about this. This is a weird case, so if I wind up being wrong, I apologize in advance. I'm just trying to, guess by what I've seen by a few things.
There you go.
What? That probably didn't hit. I didn't set a duration for opening volley, so that should be 4 less.
And 4 less does not hit.
Okay.
Show him how it's done, Leo. He already knows how to do that.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So since he's tiny, if I take a 5-foot step back to there, he can't get an attack of opportunity, can he?
No.
Because he doesn't have reach.
Correct.
So I could shoot him with my bow, which I will do. Well, that wasn't what I was hoping to do.
And you want to make an attack of opportunity? You don't have a weapon.
Yeah. No, I do not wish to make an attack of opportunity.
Well, he doesn't wish to bite you either.
Shocking.
I'm okay with him missing.
And number 2 starts to cast a spell. As a full round action. Eric, you are up.
I'm assuming that if he's chanting and casting a spell over there, I can hear that.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to come over here and try to shoot him. That's not gonna work.
And number 14, that doesn't count at all. Try an attack roll on that. And he tries to bite Leo and misses. And Poppy, you are up.
So do these things get any kind of attack of opportunity at all?
Nope, you can run past him. They can't attack you.
Okay.
So you could literally, you can't charge 'cause there's not enough room, but you could just walk 5 feet forward as normal without provoking any attacks of opportunity.
I'm gonna move here. And I think I'm going to attack Ratling too, but this way at least Leo on his next turn gets the flanking bonus for number 14.
Thank you very much.
Does a 15 still hit? Because I still have opening volley. Can you remove that? And power attack?
Yes, 15 does hit.
So he has to make a concentration check of 20 plus spell level.
Alright, Leo, don't forget your +2 bonus.
These are tough little bastards.
Should be +3, but okay.
My god, it's still alive. These are tiny rats. How do they have so much health?
I'm gonna move back. And then I'm going to
Did Rattling 2 lose his spell, by the way?
Yes, he
hit him
did.
with the short bow again.
Apparently, as far as I can tell, and I'll try to look at this more. It seems to say that they can't share a square with enemies, but to attack those enemies, they have to run up and get an attack of opportunity when trying to melee attack them, basically. But then they're still not in their enemy square. So I don't know.
Stupid thing just won't die.
The good thing is that they are not so dangerous. They are not doing so much damage on us.
No,
Okay.
I'm very, very slowly bleeding out, so speak for yourself.
I can heal you if you want.
I'm gonna run up to here and follow this thing and try to shoot it so it doesn't escape or cast more spells or whatever. And it's still on its feet, apparently.
Damn.
Come on, guys, it's just a couple little rats.
It's starting to look like that kobold again.
Hey, I'm just here to provide the, epic inspiration.
Finally.
Let's see here. Going to take a 5-foot step.
Apparently, going from something else, it seems to be saying that when they actually attack, they do enter your square and thus they stay in the square, which seems to contradict another thing. This is very weird.
Ugh. Stupid rat jerk. Oh, it should be another point of damage for the, because he's within 30 feet. He's within 30 feet, so that should be 2 points of damage.
Okay. Number 7's gonna run up. And Eric, would you like to make an AoE?
I don't have one either. I'm a ranged character, because everyone else at the time I thought was melee, so I tried to make an actual ranged character so we could shoot stuff in the air.
I missed you.
I'll take a 5-foot step back and shoot it. But I'm sorry, the rules for tiny creatures are really weird because here's how it seems to be. The Ratling, in order to attack me, has to enter my square. If it does so, no matter what, whether it's 5-foot stepping or not, it triggers an attack of opportunity. But then once it's in my square, in order to if you enter or leave an occupied square, that provokes automatically. So therefore, I apparently can't 5-foot step away from it without that provoking an attack of opportunity as well. But that doesn't. I don't know. I'm kind of like this whole thing is so screwed up. I don't think it's not clear at all. Other people seem to be saying no, you're next to it. So how do you want to handle this for now? Because the rules seem. Like, I can't make sense of them offhand.
This is that fucking phantom thing all over again.
Absolutely. Let's just say you're next to it for the time being. Keep it simple.
Alright, let's make it even simpler. I miss.
Yeah, that was pretty damn simple. I don't think he's gonna be doing anything.
Okay, so where did my shield land?
When did you throw your shield?
That was like the first thing I did was I whacked the now dead rat with it.
Let's say it's probably right there then.
I think that's where I was standing when I threw it.
Okay, we'll go right there then.
I'm gonna walk up, grab my shield, and toss it at Rattling 2.
Okay, then can I come here and attack him?
Yeah.
Okay, 5-foot step to there. We'll do +1. And we're gonna do this. That was one tough little rat.
Yes, he is. Okay, you see him cast a spell, and
What is the spell?
invisibility.
That was totally worth a spellcraft check.
You saw the spell, but you didn't.
And Rattling number 2 is gonna head up. Here,
Does-
you would get an attack of opportunity.
Both people would.
Yeah, he was down one more.
Just give me a second. I want to see if my opening volley will apply to this.
But no, we are in the 7th round of combat. Opening volley is only opening.
Very funny.
Yeah, I try to be. I don't always succeed.
My next melee attack, so I would assume yes. I just watched that bounce off a 20. That was so heartbreaking.
Poppy's getting a little cocky.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
I seem to have disconnected.
Hey, we can hear you now.
There we go. Okay.
You just reconnected.
I was actually waiting to use that line. Okay, so where is my shield now? Is that enough?
You threw it at the guy running away, right?
Yeah.
Let's say it's right there.
Alright. Although actually at 15 feet I can still get within striking distance of him, so maybe I'll just ignore it for now.
Remember, you can move past him without triggering an attack of opportunity to try to block off his escape route or something.
Can I double move and attack?
No. So I didn't... Can't you move in another 5 feet, though, at
I only
least?
have 15 feet, because I'm wearing medium
Oh,
armor.
right, you're tiny.
Small, thanks.
Tiny.
Shut up. Tee-hee.
Can I charge to hit him and
What are you trying to
attack?
charge? The dying rat thing?
Yes. It's already dying. Okay,
Yeah,
sir. I didn't search.
he is dead and gone. The other one has disappeared. And Eric, you notice that the doors to the north are slightly ajar, and you can detect just a little bit of motion, like that rattling just ran through there.
Okay. Am I able to say that off my turn or wait for my turn?
Unless you're gonna give chase, we're out of combat.
Well, since he's invisible, giving chase right now doesn't seem to be the best thing to do.
Well, aren't we gonna go through that door anyway?
Are we?
Yes, we are, but guys, this is a really good place to stop for tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
I know we've been playing a little longer than normal, but it's been a really long day.
Okay.
So, next week, same time?
Yep.
Yes.
Sure
Looking
thing.
forward to it.
Alright. Enjoyed it, and you guys have a great evening, and we'll see you next Saturday.
Bye.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
User
Bye-bye.
disconnected from your channel. Disconnected.